I'm super excited about today's video because not only are we working on the new ultra budget K race car, but we're revisiting a scientific experiment that I feel like we didn't really reach a proper conclusion with. But before we can do that, I need to get changed. Much better. Today we're putting this electric turbo that we got from wish.com on this K car. Will it make any boost? So all jokes aside, you guys remember this bad boy. We bought this on wish.com or AliExpress, I don't remember, but it was crazy cheap. It was like $200. Now, one of the biggest complaints that you guys had or criticism in the comment section was we were using it on too big of an engine. We had it on the Bogan 32 Skyline. Even though it was a 2-liter RB20E single cam, a lot of you thought that this would work actually on a K engine, 660cc. And before we start actually properly boosting the K car and starting to actually modify it, I thought we would use it in a little bit of an experiment again and try to redo the initial one. So we're gonna hook this up, and it does still work. I thought we blew it up when we hooked it up to 24 volts, but it seems like this has some kind of internal protection module inside, and it actually just shut it off. And then the next time I gave it 12 volts, it started working again. So we're gonna hook this up. We're gonna get a boost gauge. We're gonna get an AFR gauge. We're gonna get everything in the little K car, and we're gonna make sure that everything's all good and pipe this thing in and see if it actually makes any boost and feels any better. We have a baseline from yesterday. We know what the car feels like. We're gonna be going by butt dyno. I'm not wasting my time going to the dyno backwards and forwards to test this. We're gonna go with my butt dyno, and you're gonna have to trust me, and we're gonna look at the gauges and see what the data gives us. But, let's go put this on the car. So installing all of this should be pretty straightforward. All we need to do is take the airbox completely out of the car, and what we wanna do is have the blower sitting probably something like that, straight into the pipe there, straight into the throttle body right there. I think that'll work really, really well. I'm not gonna even bother with an air filter or anything. And then the rest is really straightforward. You just kind of hook everything up to the battery, and then we have this little switch that will go inside the car, and when we're ready, we push the button and the turbo turns on. So that's that. Before we continue putting the electric turbo on the wagon K car, what I want to do is give you guys a visual representation of a real turbo and break down how this all works. Those of you that know how a turbo works, you can sit around and enjoy this or skip ahead. But if this is the first time that you're learning about a turbo, please listen. It's very important that you get a really nice visual image in your brain so that you can understand how this works when we're talking about the electric turbo later on and why they are so different. First of all, this is a genuine real Garrett G3770. Now, I have gone and taken the rear housing off so that I can show you the turbine wheel. And how this works is exhaust gases come in through the exhaust manifold, they're hitting this turbine wheel and spinning this bad boy. This is connected to a shaft, which is connected to the compressor wheel in the front. Turbine wheel spins, and as you can see, it's connected directly to that wheel in the front, so the compressor will be spinning. And as this spins and gets up to RPM, it's compressing the air that is sucking in through here, sending it through the scroll and the compressor housing and out into the intercooler and into the engine. What's great about this type of turbocharger is that it's taking all that wasted energy from your exhaust, the heat, and all of that gas that's being pushed out. Instead of it just being wasted and going out the exhaust pipe, it's actually going into something that's then producing more air and forcing it through your engine. Engines are essentially a big air pump, and this just helps get more air through them more efficiently and more faster by forcing it in, aka boost. And these are great, these work, they're proven and true. When it comes to the electric turbochargers though, imagine this being chopped off entirely here, and it's just an electric motor here that's spinning the compressor wheel. Thing is though, is Garrett and other turbo companies spend so much research and development developing the aerodynamics and how these compressor wheels work. They are designed in such a way to compress as much air as possible and be as efficient as possible. Whenever Garrett releases a new turbo, generally there's like a 20% increase in performance, and specifically with the G series, we saw a massive bump up, and that just happens with turbo technology. The thing is though, with the electric turbos, you're restricted to a certain amount of RPM. The electric motor can only spin a certain amount of RPM, as in these can kind of just keep spinning to the moon until the shaft can't handle it anymore and it explodes, which is why a speed sensor is important. But that aside, we're talking about hundreds of thousands of RPM that these things can reach. The electric turbo, on the other hand, we might be lucky to see like 12,000 RPM, or maybe just a little bit more than that or less. So I'm very curious to see if this is gonna work. Once again, we're using the KEI engine, 660 cc's. So this is, I guess, the best chance that it's gonna have at actually producing boost. We'll find out. We just took out the lower air box. You guys hear that? More rocks. They're all stuck in there. I don't know how to get them all out. Anyways. So weird. Wait, is that rice?
What the hell?
What's going on? There is a good chance that the turbo might just go straight onto that flange. Please. Please, 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 please. No. Damn it. I think this is gonna work. My goal is to pretty much just weld that on there, and then this bad boy will sit in there into the throttle body. Now I will cut this down in size because I don't need it to be that big. Quick little bit of SAMMIT fab. And we are in business. We'll let this bad boy cool down. She's definitely a little warm now, but it's actually got a 2-inch outlet now, so we can actually adapt this to a bunch of stuff. Also, if we use a bigger coupler or something like that, we can just slide over the top of that. So we can still use this on whatever else we want. But yeah, let that cool down and put it on the KEI car. We've now officially turbo swapped the Suzuki Wagon R, the KEI car. Super easy. Once we welded that little bit of aluminum pipe on there with the bead roll, it now fits on there perfect with the OEM rubber coupler and everything, so we didn't even have to try and use any of these other ones we had, which is great. Now we gotta wire everything up. Wiring on this is so easy. All we gotta do is plug this bad boy in. She's in. And then just hook it up to the battery. It's that simple. And then run the switch inside. And then we just switch it on and off, whatever we want. All right, 2 terminals are on. Means when I flick this switch,
Whoa!
we got boost again. So hopefully it works. We'll stuff the controller box down in there. It won't go anywhere. Stuff all the wiring down in there. Let's see if it does anything. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Let's check our hood clearance real quick. We might have an issue there.
Ooh.
Oh, there's tons of clearance. We got a lot of clearance. We're good. Let's start her up. Running like normal. Running normally. Turn the AC off. Here we go.
Uh-oh.
The engine did nothing.
What? The smoke.
Yeah, I think this engine's got a problem.
What the hell? Oh my god.
What is wrong with this thing? We bought a lemon.
Wow.
Why is it smoking like that on startup? I'm really annoyed because at options it didn't do that.
Oh.
A few moments later.
This does something, Daiki. I think it does something.
What? やばい。 The smelling so bad.
I think the engine's broken. Look how much smoke this thing put out. I might know.
見て
I've got everything wired. I've got a boost gauge set up. Everything should be working now from inside the car, and we will be able to tell if this thing makes any kind of boost. So first things first, let's start this puppy up. She's running. We should definitely get some gas for this because who knows what kind of gas is in it right now. You can see we're drawing a nice vacuum. Goes to 0. Nothing really happens, right? So let's flick this switch and see what happens if I hold it. If we rev it up, you see even at limiter it just sits at 0.2. So let's see. No boost. Stays at 0. So there's a good chance that maybe under load it'll build some boost. I don't know, but we'll find out. For now though, let's go get this thing, take it out on the street, take it for a little drive, see if it feels any better. And we'll also put some fresh gas in it because it's probably got really old gas and that's probably not helping our cause. And she's a little smoky and I don't like that. Like, look at that, look at that. That's not great. Yeah. We may have bought a dud.
So how was like fast running this car?
Oh, it was pretty good.
Oh, nice.
It's pretty peppy. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's pretty like for an NA little K car 660. I thought it would be a little slower, but it's pretty peppy when you put your foot down. The electric turbo may actually be an air restriction to the poor thing, which we figured out actually on the Bogan 32. Remember when we would take it off, it would make more power. So there's a good chance that it's restricting airflow when it's not turned on. But it's not too bad. We're not making any boost. It's just all vacuum, all NA. But we put our foot down second gear, load her up, flick the switch. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Maybe?
I didn't feel any different. I didn't see the gauge. Did it make any boost?
Yeah.
I think it was stuck on 0. Wait till we get on the main road and we'll see.
Yeah.
But, all right, here we go. Ready? Turning it on. Did it make like 1 PSI?
Yeah, like...
Maybe like 1 PSI? Was it over 0? A little above 0?
Just little pass. Little.
Okay, so what we have to do now is do the same thing with it off. Ready? It didn't go past, hey?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So it's either, like I said, it's just opening the restriction or not. Let's do second gear. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Oh, just little pass.
A little past?
Yeah.
So maybe it is actually making a difference. But that's the thing, like, is it just because it's getting rid of the restriction or something else? You know, that's the hard thing to know. Because, yeah, I don't know. If it's positive... Oh, yeah. It does! It does! I watched it. So it was staying below 0 until I switched it on. So it is making a tiny bit of boost, tiniest bit. I wish this was a digital gauge so we have an idea, but it's just above 0. So it's probably like 1 PSI, maybe, I don't think it's 2. It's gotta be like 1 or 2, like 1.5 maybe. So it is making the tiniest bit. That's kind of cool. All right. I mean, I'll take it. It'll be a power gain on this, maybe like 10, 15, 20 horsepower, maybe less, but it's actually making a difference, so that's a win. The car's running fine. Get some fresh gas in this thing, it'll run better.
How smoke?
No smoke.
Good, yeah.
No smoke. I see smoke.
Yeah, no.
Oh, there it is. Wait for it.
I think it's fine.
Maybe fine. We think this thing's blown up. I think the guy at the auction scammed us. It was listed as a 4.5, damn it. No, it was listed as a 3.
3?
I think so, like 3.5. It does! It really does make a difference. It does make the tiniest bit extra boost for sure. Like not boost, I don't know. Maybe it's boost, it's above 0, so it's something. It's not a lot, but it's something. Imagine if this had a real like turbo on it though. This thing would actually rip. It'd feel pretty good, pretty peppy. Wonder what a G25 would feel like on this.
Yeah.
You can definitely feel it coming on.
Yeah.
That's weird. It's weird. It's like VTEC. It's like you just feel it. It's like an extra 5 or 10 horsepower. I kind of want to take this to the dyno now just to like measure it. But also, what happens if we just take it off and go drive it without the restriction? That's the other thing. Because we found that on the Skyline, the Bogan 32, if we would take it off and do a dyno pull, it would actually make more power than it did with it on, because it was such a restriction. But that was obviously a much bigger engine that breathes a lot more, and this is a 660cc. We've gone from 2 liters to 660cc, so this actually does make a difference. Yeah, you can feel it. It's like VTEC. It's actually, you can feel it.
Yeah.
I wonder in 3rd gear if it'll feel like more noticeable. Yeah?
Oh,
yeah.
I can see.
You can feel it in 3rd. It's above 0 PSI. Well, there you guys go. We officially put the electric turbo on a 660cc K car. I mean, I'll let you guys decide in the comment section, like I said already, but I think it made a slight difference. I don't think it's worth it. I think that maybe this might actually do something if it was 1, a motor that spun faster, more RPM, and 2, if the compressor wheel in here was a newer type of compressor wheel. It's actually something I wouldn't mind testing. I'm gonna reach out to my contacts at Garrett and measure the current wheel that's on here and see if it's possible for me to get like an actual wheel from Garrett or one of their turbos that maybe might be the same measurements just so it can fit in this compressor housing, and just see with the same motor if it produces more compressed air or if it can even produce compressed air at a lower RPM. Or maybe, yeah, if we change the motor to like a crazy, insane RC motor that goes on the planes or the, you know, the drones or something like that. I think you could probably see a difference on these small, you know, displacement engines. I think you could. But why bother? Like, I get the fact that it's easy to just wire in and go, and you can kind of have a bit of fun with it and get that initial kind of boost and stuff, but let's think about this realistically for a second. We're talking about adding a turbo to an NA engine. The computer, the ECU over here, is not gonna be ready for that. Now, it may be able to handle a little bit of PSI, but it's not gonna run great, it's not gonna be tuned correctly. Sure, you could then tune it, and you could go and get a tunable ECU or flash it or whatever, but you're then going down a money pit, and by the time you spend all the money on doing that for a couple extra PSI or whatever from the electric one, you might as well have just turbo swapped it. Give you guys an idea, these engines are on Yahoo auctions for about 15,000 yen. That's like not even $100 USD, which I only know that because this one's producing a lot of smoke and I haven't been able to diagnose if it's the engine yet or if it's something easily fixable or what. I might have to do an engine swap on this to continue this series or not. But anyways, that's for another video. Probably the next one will work out if we were scammed or not, because this car had no problems when I checked it out at the auction. So anyways, that's another video. But yeah, at the end of the day, I don't know if it's worth it on these small displacement cars, because the turbo itself, I think after shipping, is like $300 to your door. And by that time, you could actually buy a whole turbo version of this engine for that same amount of money. So, not worth it. Was it fun though? Yes. Would I do it again? Yes. it was stupid and fun. More smiles, more just fun with the homies, you know what I mean? It was a good time. Yeah, that kind of sums it up. Let me know in the comment section if you want to see me try something else different. Do you want to see me changing the compressor wheel or the motor or whatever? We have a few options that we can mess around with this. Should we try and just bolt a turbo onto a Garrett turbo? You know, we take the turbine off and we connect electric turbo to the rear turbine shaft. I'm down to try anything. Anything with a welder, you can make anything work. But at that RPM, that's sketchy. You gotta balance everything properly. You don't want anything exploding. Anyways, I'm kind of ranting on now, but let me know in the comment section, what's the next crazy thing you wanna see us do? We're gonna get back onto the build on this car and turn this into a race car, but first we gotta work out if the engine's blown. So tune into the next video to figure that out. Hopefully it's something simple, like bad gas or something. Wishful thinking, for sure. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Go check out SAMMIT.net for some fresh merch. We just released some new kid sizing merch, the first time we've ever done kid stuff. Go check it out. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.
He said, son, when you grow up, would you be the savior of the broken, the beaten, and the damned? He said, will you defeat them, your demons?